Today's podcast is brought to you by Precision Detailing. You can find them on Facebook at Precision Detailing LLC. You can also contact them at 507-358-3770. Make sure to tell them the Wow Look at Me Now podcast sent you. Today's guest is Sothea Lam. He's a musician, martial artist, and above all, a family man. You can check out his band, Push and Turn, on Facebook, as well as check out a video at the end of the podcast from Push and Turn with their song Stand Up. Thank you guys for tuning in. All right, welcome back, everybody. Wow Look at Me Now podcast. Today we have Sothea Lam, right? Lam? Is that how you say your last name? Lam? So, that's something I should have asked before we started.
It's all right.
So today we're just going to kind of get to know Sothea a little bit and talk about how we met, kind of stuff that he has going on in his life, and yeah, we'll just get started. All right, so how you doing today?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing good. Glad to be here and finally get you on the podcast. It's been a little while. I was thinking about reaching out to you for a while, but I didn't know exactly how it was going, and I was waiting for you to come back to the gym, but I know you got a new job and kind of busy, so I'm glad we kind of reached out and got a hold of you. So first off, we'll just kind of start out and get to know you a little bit. So where were you born and where'd you grow up?
Just basically born in Rochester, born and raised here my whole life, but my parents are from Cambodia.
Okay.
Yeah. She pretty much escaped the Khmer Rouge. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but it was pretty much like a civil war that broke out, and she's pretty much kicked out of her house by the soldiers, and they told her, "You'll be back here in 4 days," and she ended up never returning back to the house.
Wow, so how old were your parents when that happened?
I think she was like 15, 16.
So she was really young then.
Yeah.
And so did your parents meet over there, or did they meet here in America?
My parents met at a refugee camp. My dad's Cambodian, but he grew up in Vietnam, and then he escaped the Vietnamese War, and then they were in a concentration camp in Thailand, and then that's where they met.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so they got out and they came to America eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an intense story.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you grew up here in Rochester, went to high school, everything, graduated from here.
Yep, I went to lots of schools, man. I went to like 6th grade. I was like in St. John's. I went to John Adams. And then I pretty much went to all the high schools.
Okay, so you kind of been around everybody. So
Yeah.
everybody from a little bit everywhere knows you then.
Yep.
That's awesome. So how was growing up in Rochester? It was pretty good for you then. It was nice. It was fun.
It was.
Trouble.
Yeah, it was good. We got into some trouble and stuff, and I faced a little racism and hardships and stuff. But that's what makes you and molds you and makes you who you are today. But
Definitely. So what part of town did you grow up in here in Rochester?
Like north side.
North side. Okay. I know a couple of those hooligans from the 19th Street back in the day, so I don't know if you know any of those hooligans. These thing else, my brother-in-law's one of those hooligans. So growing up, what was your first martial arts experience? Because we know each other because you're blue belt jiu-jitsu, we train together, and you're one of the guys that I know that every time you come to the gym, it's like, oh fuck, all right, this round I'm Sothea, I gotta keep my neck in, keep my hands tight, I gotta be on the ball. So what was your first martial arts experience ever in your life? I know for mine was just watching Bruce Lee when I was a kid.
Yep,
Just
same
seeing,
here, dude. Bruce Lee was the shit, dude.
Okay.
Literally when I was a kid, first movie I saw, he would just always wear those black pants and shoes. Literally all I wore were windbreakers. That's it.
You just wanted to be Bruce Lee too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Windbreakers and black shoes.
Just no shirt, just flexing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was always into kung fu when I grew up, and we had we had a house full of kids. My parents only had 3 of us, but my aunt, she actually died a long time ago in a car accident, and all of her kids were gonna get split up. So my mom was just stepped up and adopted all of them. So we grew up in a house, 3 of us, and then seven cousins. So it was
So there's 10 of you all together?
Yep. So it was 10 of us, 1 bathroom. Every morning there'd be someone taking a shit, brushing their teeth, shower.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it was always fun though, man. We always, we watched a lot of kung fu, and then we just always played fight and
Just beat each other up.
you
That's how it works. That's awesome. I feel like that makes martial artists a lot. That those like first experiences, and you're like 4, 5, 6, 7, just kind of beating each other up, rough house, like either cousins or friends or whatever. So, what was the first martial arts that you actually trained in then?
So my cousin lived in the cities for a lot, and then he went to a kung fu school back when kung fu was the shit.
Yeah.
And then he learned Tai Chi and a little bit of Tai Chi. But I never really got into Tai Chi. I feel like that was more for like meditation and stuff. But the Tai Chi, like just like, I don't know, Kung Fu really always confused me. It wasn't really like Jiu-Jitsu, like, hey, let's drill these moves and become muscle memory. It's more of like a form you learn.
Okay.
And I was always confused. So I was like, all right, well, how do we fight from this? Like, well, this part, you go like this, and then you can poke him in the neck here and hit him in the chest. And I was like, I never really got it,
Right.
Until
Never made sense.
I mean, like, and then I started boxing at 4th Street, and then that clicked a little more, because it was just, like jabs, slips, and you just work on those, and then.
How old were you when you started boxing?
I don't know, I forgot. Somewhere around like 5th grade. I never really got into it too much, but my brother went to 4th Street for a while, and he pretty much just taught me everything.
Okay. There. That's what's up. So, how old were you when you first started training jiu-jitsu then? Like, or how did you find jiu-jitsu? Kind of where did that?
So when I was in college, there was a martial arts club, and I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna go check this out. And then I never thought about learning jiu-jitsu. I was just like, no one will take me down. I'll kick him in the face beforehand. And then I went to the martial arts club, and they're all doing jiu-jitsu, and I was like, cool. I was like, I'll spar with one of these guys, and right away he took me down. I couldn't get up, and I was just like, all right, I think I gotta learn me some jiu-jitsu.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So that was in college then? Where'd you go to college?
RCTC.
You went to RCTC?
Yep. It was pretty sweet. I was in this philosophy class, and the teacher from that philosophy class was actually the martial arts instructor.
Oh, nice.
His name was Steve Bine, and then he trained the Gracies here and there and stuff, and then I believe he moved to like New York and wrote a book or something like that.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. So that's kind of how your connection to jiu-jitsu was. You knew him already, so. So you went to the martial arts club just to kind of hang out and just kind of learn a little more martial arts.
Yeah. And then actually that was where I met Dan too at first. He actually came down there and just whooped everybody's ass.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, who the fuck are you? Blah blah. And he was, yeah, I'm just going to this jiu-jitsu place. And then I actually learned from one of his buddies that came too. His name was Stephen Coble.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if you ever met him.
Yep,
before,
I know Steven.
Yep. And then he actually got me into jiu-jitsu pretty good, and like he actually dragged me to these tournaments and stuff. And
that's what's up.
Yeah.
How many tournaments have you competed in?
I've only done 2.
2.
You know, I have really bad anxiety, so I just like I hate doing it. But like this, he was the only one that ever like pushed me to fucking do it. Like, dude, just fucking do it, man.
Right.
So
That's awesome. So you're a blue belt now.
Mm-hmm.
So if I remember correct, you said that you did like a lot of training, like not at like a regular gym, just kind of like at some friend's house or stuff, or you were like watching videos for a while.
Yeah, so pretty much after martial arts club, like I just took what I learned from there and just pretty much just trained with a couple buddies downstairs and just got some mats and just did here.
No rug burns. We used to do it on the carpet. And it was horrible.
Yeah, I got lucky with that. I had a buddy that went to a gym and that gym was closing or something like that, and I got like some nice mats for like $5 a piece.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So how long did you kind of train jiu-jitsu before was Imperial the first gym you went to, or did you?
Pretty much.
Besides like the from college after that, I mean.
Yeah, like I feel like the martial arts club wasn't really like all jiu-jitsu too. It was like they just pretty much taught a little bit of everything. But
okay.
my first real jiu-jitsu was coming here for that year.
That's so crazy because you were so good already before that.
Yeah.
You're already like blue belt level or very close to that when you came in. So it just kind of speaks to your natural talent and how much you actually pay attention to the details and techniques.
Thanks,
so yeah, like I said, every time you come in and I see you're all like shit. I see you over there doing the splits and I'm like, God damn, it's really hard rolls. All right, stretch out your neck, make sure you're good. And so you're also always been a great training partnership. So
you too, man.
I appreciate that, man. it's been a good a journey to be able to meet you and stuff, and so it's awesome to come on and kind of get to know you. And for a while, I didn't even know you played music.
Yeah.
And we started getting on Facebook, and I was like, oh shit, he's a musician too. Like this dude's
Yeah.
multi-talented, and I'm sure it translates over in your music as well. Just that attention to detail and taking time.
Yeah,
to
I've been really taking like jujitsu and like applying it towards everything in life. You know, it's just like that mentality. You know, practicing, grinding, making everything muscle memory. Like I'll apply that with music. You know, with my work and with pretty much life. You know.
Yeah, it's crazy how much it translates into
Yeah.
everything. You know?
Yeah, with life, man, it really teaches me to remain calm in situations. You know, because there's always situations where you just want to blow up and.
Right, it's very chaotic. And
Yeah.
you kind of take that deep breath and realize like it's not the best choice to freak out because what if
Yeah.
somebody chokes me out right now? If I give my back, you know.
Yeah.
But it's
Same
that's
thing.
not
You
the
just
situation.
you just remain calm and you think about all your options.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely translates very well in life for me as well, and so that's awesome to hear that because you don't hear a lot of guys kind of get that deep about it. It's like it does for everything me in life, with the podcast, everything. Like makes me take my time and realize like if I can't do it slow, I'm not gonna be able to do it fast.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Same thing with music too, man. Like I don't know, just same thing with like my bandmates were just like, man, like why aren't we playing these really good shows and getting all this opportunity and. You know, like I feel like all these opportunities came, but I just felt like we weren't ready. You know, like
Right.
we need to practice and you know like drill these moves, drill these notes, drill
Take
drill
the
these
time to
parts.
finesse everything and
Yeah.
fix the holes.
You know, but yeah, that's I always try to apply that with music and stuff.
That's awesome.
To grow.
So we're just kind of jumping into music since we were talking about it. So what was your first music experience? Like, do you remember like the first time you like were like, oh man, I want to do this. I want to play music.
So my best friend is Cameron Smith, and I've known him since kindergarten. And he always threw birthday parties, and his older brother played music. It's like it was like a heavy metal band. And then he actually made a band himself, and I wasn't in it yet, but it was like at his birthday party, and they're just fucking playing music, and then I seen my other buddy playing guitar, and I was like, dude, that's fucking cool, man. So then ever since then, I just been wanting to pick up guitar and.
So how old were you when that
never
happened? Like a teenager or something like that?
Probably around like 7th grade, I think.
Sounds good. Okay.
I got my first
Still
guitar
pretty
when I
young.
was 15. So.
Nice.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. So it was a few years where you're like, God, I really want to do this.
Yep.
Then you found so.
Finally talked my mom into it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You talk with your parents into getting
Yeah.
like, it's gonna be loud, but it's okay. I'll
Yeah.
play it quiet.
She just kept thinking like, oh, you're just gonna waste money. You're just gonna get it, and you're just gonna throw it away. Blah blah.
No, yeah.
No.
Here you are, and I'm still kicking ass.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So music for you, like, do you play like, how many instruments do you play? I guess it's kind of.
So I first started playing guitar, and then I play a little bit of drums. Like I can just keep a beat.
Okay.
And then bass is almost the same thing. Like, so I can play that too, and I play a little bit of keyboards and I beatbox and.
And you sing as well.
Yep.
On top of all that.
Mm-hmm.
Multi-talented, man. That's awesome. That's cool to hear, especially because you do jiu-jitsu, you do all this shit. And it's not like you're just a guy who's done jiu-jitsu a couple times. You actually are a blue belt, so you've put in the time to actually learn the basics of jiu-jitsu and do all that on top of everything else. You have a family, you have kids, like I know that. So that's crazy. So you play like you said, you can do a bunch of different instruments. But when you play regularly, like. What do you normally play? Just a regular guitar, or when you're in a band, do you play something different, or you do lead guitar?
I play acoustically around town too, and what I usually do for that, I got this pedal that loops basically anything I do. So I'll just like lay down some beatbox, I'll record that, and then I'll have a beat, and then I'll record the bass, and then I'll have pretty much the foundation of a song, the drums and the bass, and then I'll record the chorus. So I'll have the verse and the chorus, and then after that I can just play a whole song, and it just sounds like I'm playing with a band. So then that's my setup when I play by myself, and then when I play with my band, I just play with my guitar, and then I also play the keys, the synthesizer and stuff.
Okay.
And
So are you the lead singer for your band, or?
Yep,
Okay.
Lead singer, and then we have 2 lead singers, and
Okay.
then we harmonize and stuff, and
Okay, so what's your band called then?
Push and Turn.
Push and Turn.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we play like reggae music, and then like more like reggae fusion, a little bit of rock and blues and all that stuff.
Oh yeah. How often do you guys play gigs together?
So we play at least like once every month.
Okay.
But lately we just kind of slowed down just because we're writing new music and gonna come out with the album here soon.
Yeah,
so,
you're just saying that you're trying to finesse everything too.
yeah, so I'm excited for that.
So how long have you guys been together then?
For a long time.
Wow, wow.
It
So
was
is it originally your friends from when you were younger then?
Yep.
It's still the same
yeah,
guys?
Cameron's the drummer, and then Kyle is our bassist, and then our other guitarist and singer is Tyler Kispert.
Okay.
So we all started pretty much back in like high school. That was like when we first picked up our instruments too, you know. And we've been together for like 10 years, and you know, like it's funny, like every band that's been together, you know, they have their you know their CDs and all that stuff already, and
Yeah.
here we are 10 years with no album yet, you know. But the cool thing about us is like we've been playing like everywhere, like all these big festivals and stuff, and never really had like an album and stuff. We were just known by, you know, like damn, these guys play a lot, and they're like fucking, I kind of dig these guys.
That's what's up. And so now you guys are gonna come up with your first album?
Yep. So
Do you have a release date for that? Are you guys still working on it?
not yet. We're just kind of getting into details with which studio we're gonna pick and
Okay.
who's gonna master it and all that.
That's awesome. But you guys already know your niche. You guys already know what you have. You guys already kind of have a following. So once you guys do put out, like, oh yeah, finally they have music out. That's awesome.
Yeah, because every time I play a show, man, people are always like, man, where can I listen to your music, blah, blah. I'm like, we just got some stuff on, you know, our Facebook, but that's old. But, you know, I always felt like, you know, everybody grows at their own timeline.
Yep.
You know, and when we first started as a band, that was when I first started playing guitar. And I didn't really sing either, you know, but it got to a point where I had to sing because we didn't have a singer, you know, and then I feel like I kind of got good.
Yeah. Well, you play now all the time, so you're definitely getting better and better.
Yeah, so I'm not hitting the wrong notes and stuff, you know. But and then Tyler joined our band. I think I don't know, maybe like 7 or 5 years ago or something like that. But he was in a really good band before that, and he actually taught me how to like harmonize and.
Okay, so it kind of helped you guys a lot.
Yep.
Okay, that's awesome. So when is do you guys have a gig this month coming up then?
Yeah, we actually have a gig tonight, actually.
Oh, it's tonight actually.
Yep.
Oh, great. Where is that at?
It's at the Castle.
Okay, yeah.
I haven't been there yet, but
I actually went and seen Prof there.
yeah, dude, how was that?
Dude? It was awesome.
Yeah, I heard the fucking fire alarm went off.
Yeah, but right off at the very end. It was
That's
awesome.
fucking-
Yeah, I got it on
Was there like
videotape.
a fire or something? People were smoking.
I think it was a smoke machine. I think they did like a big
Okay.
smoke machine at the end of it, but they didn't do it through the whole show. And it was like this like last song.
Figured people were smoking a bunch of blunts or something.
Oh, I'm sure they were. I'm sure they were. It was wild, man. It was packed in there too. I'd never been there before, so
Yeah, it's
it was
cool,
a nice
man.
venue.
It's cool to see like you know, people from town like throwing events and
Right.
selling shit out. You know.
Yeah, the stationary astronauts and
Yeah.
Nick, they're
Yeah,
doing
I
really
feel
good.
like that's what the town is lacking a lot, you know. But I feel like, you know, DMC is right, OMC, whatever, whatever it's called. Yeah, I feel like those guys just do not want a nightlife. Like
No.
every time there's a place that could be a cool venue, they're like, no, let's try and do an art gallery.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad the Castle came out finally. And that's cool that you're being able to play there because there's already been a bunch of big names there playing. So that's awesome. And so it's your whole band playing there,
Yep.
and that's tonight.
Mhm.
Okay. Is it just your band or is there other bands playing?
Yeah, we're opening up for the Big Woo. I think those guys. I forgot where those guys are based out of, but I know the guitarist is based out of the cities. His
Okay.
name's Mark Joseph. Yeah, but those guys are really good. They've been playing for a long time.
Okay.
So I'm excited
Awesome.
to finally be able to play with them.
Yeah, that's cool. So what is the biggest show that you guys have played? Like, if you like, is there a show that stands out from all the other shows? You're like, this one was crazy.
I think the biggest show that I thought was pretty cool was there's this festival like 45 minutes out of town. It's at a place called Harmony Park.
Okay.
They throw like I think two festivals a year there, but one of the main ones is in September, and I've always been going to that music festival since 2012, and that was like the first music festival I ever went to, and pretty much just changed my life. Like, holy shit, man, this is what I can do with music and stuff. And I was just jamming around the path, and you know, people would just hang around, and I would look up, you know, from playing about 10 minutes, and there'd be like this huge crowd, and I'm just like, wow. So like we gained kind of like a following from just doing that, playing around the path, and then I just shot in a message to the promoters, and they let us play there, and then we've been playing there like once every year.
That's awesome.
But I love that fest a lot, man. Like people are there for the music, and people, every time you go to a music festival, people are really cool and shit.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I've always had the best time at music festivals. I know we went to like the Northern Invasion a couple times and shit. So it's cool to camp out and do all that. So
yeah.
it's awesome to be able to be a guy that went to the festival and now you're playing at the
Yeah.
festival. Like you kind of see the evolution in your career. So that's awesome.
Dreams come true. Man.
Hell yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear that everything's going so well for you guys and for your band. So how often do you play solo then? Because you also do your band, but you also do your solo stuff as well.
Yep. So I cut down on the solo stuff for a while, but this what happened to my store.
Yeah.
Someone crashed into it, so I was just like, no, I needed to make more money. So I've been playing probably about like once or twice a week now.
Okay. Yeah, I seen you were just playing not too long ago at the Half Barrel, right?
Yep.
You just played at? Yep.
I was there, this Wednesday, I think. Yeah.
Was that Wednesday? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I just seen those a few days ago. So
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. So so you're playing a lot more solo just to kind of get that.
Yeah, just
cash
to
and
get some
help
extra
out.
cash
And so we'll kind of jump into that story too. Then your family owns a restaurant. You can kind of tell us about the restaurant and how that kind of.
So it's grocery store.
It's a grocery store.
Sorry. It's gonna be kind of a restaurant here soon too.
Okay.
We're gonna put some food in there, but yeah, basically my mom and dad were. My dad was an LPN at first, and my mom was a nursing assistant, and they just worked their asses off. I just remember, I would always be at home a lot by myself with all the older siblings, and we'd have to learn to cook ourselves and stuff. And then one day my parents were just kind of like, we want to try to give you guys a better life, because we're not here all the time and kind of just making ends meet, trying to raise all those kids. So they decided to buy the business, and I think they bought it when I was in 3rd grade. I don't know what year that was, but I'm 30 now, so you guys can do the math. Yeah, they, ever since then, like that's, just grew up living and working at that grocery store.
So it's family owned, family ran.
Mm-hmm.
So when they bought it, were the older siblings right away kind of thrown in and were in the mix and kind of worked right away?
Yep.
Okay.
My sister and my brother. And it's funny too, like I remember always shopping at a grocery store, and like we would play on the rice things, and my brother would always joke around like, "Oh man, this would be cool to work here." Blah, blah. Now here we are, we own a store. But
that's awesome. And so the whole family's kind of worked there. Everybody, all the siblings, all the cousins, all that. Everybody's worked there.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so, were you one of the oldest, or are you kind of in the middle?
I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest.
Yep.
Okay.
So I got my brother's the middle, and then my sister's the oldest.
Okay. And then so we're cousins. Where are you at with the cousins? Is there any younger than you? Any older?
Yeah, I was pretty much the youngest with the cousins too.
As well. Okay.
Yep.
So you're the baby. Same with me. I was always the littlest and the youngest one. That's always the best.
Yeah, but yeah, we're always the best because we always watch their mistakes and we learn from them.
Yeah. If I seem to yell that, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So that's cool that it's family, owned, ran, and everybody's pitched in and put in their part to make to the family, and everybody kind of strive through everything, And now that I'm sure you guys got a lot more time with your mom and dad than you did before when they opened the restaurant. 'Cause you guys are always there, so you're always kind of busting ass. And so what ended up happening? Can you kind of go into detail what happened with the store and when it happened?
Yeah, so the night it happened, I was actually playing music, and we just got done, 2 in the morning, and then I think it was like in February, so it was like pretty much winter out still, and we just got done, just sitting at the bar, we're just about to get paid, and all of a sudden my mom texts me, and I look at my phone, and it was the store on fire, and I was like, the fuck? I'm like, is this our store? I had a few drinks in me too, so I was just really confused, like, holy shit. And I was like, all right, I think I gotta go, guys. So then I ended up, going to the store at 2, 3 in the morning, and there's this big blazing fire. And it was crazy too, I was just like, the fire department's a block away. I'm just like, well, why is this fire still going? And then so the guy was going in behind the neighborhood, the speed limit's like 30 there. He was going at least 80 to 100 because he got 30 feet of air.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So it's crazy too, cause so the back of my store, there's the road goes like this and it curves to the right, and then as it curves to the right, here's my driveway. So you'd have to turn and then turn left and then shoot straight. And but he went like this instead of curving. He just went straight into a snowbank and just went straight into the door, the back door. And what was in between it was a big trash can and a big truck. And he went right in between that and hit the gas line.
Oh jeez.
So like right when I saw that, I just thought Star Wars, fucking Death Star.
Like he made the exact
Yeah,
fucking.
you know, like Luke Skywalker. You know, just you got to hit that perfect spot and the whole fucking thing just blows up. So he ended up hitting a gas line, an electrical line, and then they pretty much couldn't get near it because they had to shut down the gas and turn off the electricity.
So nothing blew and all that.
Yep. So like big shout out to like RPU and all those guys because they went in there and got that shit. Yeah, they got that shit shut off right away. And then yeah, that was just like why is it burning for so long? But yeah, that was the reason.
That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much everything. It was like a 30-minute fire, but like everything got smoke damage. So like pretty much everything had to go, and all of our computers are ruined. And
Yeah, I seen like you have a bunch of videos and stuff, so I've been kind of following a little bit and seeing that all the freezers and stuff you're taking out and getting new ones in.
yeah.
I seen you were going through a lot of the debris on the ground and stuff when it first happened. So I've been kind of following the story a little bit, but I didn't actually hear what had happened. So was the guy a drunk driver? Was it just some guy just being crazy?
Yeah, he was.
They
he was drunk. At the time when it happened, he was. They had to pull him out because he was unconscious when it happened.
Oh, so it knocked him out.
Yep, I think he broke his spine too.
Oh, wow.
The video I saw today of him when he broke his silence is like I seen him in his broke his stuff, but
Okay.
it's crazy. I mean, you could have killed people. This is I get it. People make mistakes and stuff, but man,
It's still messed up to be, that messed up your whole entire livelihood and everything.
Mhm.
Everything that you guys have strived so hard for, just because some guy wants to get drunk and drive crazy one night.
yeah.
And so it's just glad that he's alive still, but at the end of the day, it's hopefully, he kind of got what he deserved.
Mhm.
As bad as that might sound, but it's kind of the reality of it. It sucks
Yeah,
to put
like-
your family out so much.
I did kind of feel a little remorse from it at first, but after I saw that interview that he had today, like he was just blaming his friends. Like, well, if you guys, like, I hope you guys never have anybody or your friends don't call you to pick them up and blah blah blah. And then he pretty much didn't apologize not once to the community or for driving drunk or his mistake or to the family. Like I don't want to, point fingers or like hate a guy for that shit, because we're all human. We make
Right,
mistakes
right,
and
right.
shit, but
But it's so hard to forgive somebody when they don't see remorse.
yeah.
for their actions.
After I saw that video, I was just kind of like, man, fuck that guy.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, I'm sure leading up to this point, you're still like, fuck that guy. Still like, God,
Yeah.
everything. No matter what, it was a mistake or not, you still fucked up everything. Like,
Mhm.
you can forgive, but you aren't gonna forget this guy fucked up everything.
Yeah, it was crazy too, man. Like it didn't really hit me until like a month later. I was just like, all right, gotta find a new job, and gotta find ways to feed my kid, and like work around the schedule of finding a job where I can work by my wife's schedule and
Right.
my kids and all that.
Yeah, it just changed your whole entire life.
Yeah, everything
in the
was-
blink of an eye.
Yeah, I got to change like my whole lifestyle.
So things are kind of getting back to normal though for the restaurant, and you're kind of
Um,
filling in the pieces and kind of getting
Kind
the
of. So,
equipment
so
stuff.
the cool thing is like the construction company that's working on my store, like they know my situation and stuff. So he asked me if I needed a job. I was like, yeah, of course. So it's cool that those guys gave me a job, and I'm very thankful for that. And
Oh, that's awesome. So you actually got a job from people that are helping you fix your store.
Yep. So I get to be there and help build it up and get all the updates and see when it's gonna
And you
be.
can kind of give them ideas on what needs to be
Mhm.
fixed, what needs to put where. That's awesome, man. I'm glad that's great. That company what's the company's name?
NRZ.
NRZ.
Yep.
Okay.
I think
So
they're-
shout out to them. That's awesome. that
Yeah,
they're
they're like
doing
a
that.
family owned construction company. So.
Yeah, so they know what it's like to be close at home and have your business there. So and build it from the ground up.
Yeah, and it's nice too. Those guys were shopping at the store beforehand too, so we knew them a little bit.
Awesome. So you guys already they're looking to get back to going to their store. So that's awesome. it's kind of coming together and they're helping you, and that they were able to actually help more than just help fix the store, but actually give you a job.
Yeah.
I'm sure that means a lot to you as well.
Yeah, I appreciate it a lot, man. Those guys are really cool. Like, it's cool too. Though, like, I mean, Saigon was the only job I knew like my whole life, so I'm kind of learning a lot of new stuff.
Right. And how old are you?
30.
30.
Just turned 30 in May.
Oh yeah, so you said that earlier. Yeah. 30. So
Oh,
you've
man,
been
no.
doing music most of your life, then basically half your life.
Mm-hmm.
So is that something that you want to pursue full time? Is that something you hope you make big? You just want to make a few records and enjoy it?
You know, I always thought it was just, like a hobby and stuff, especially with, my mom told me in the beginning that you're just going to throw your guitar away, blah, blah. What else is like, I'm going to show you, but, I don't know, it actually just turned out to a hobby, and then after high school, I actually started making money, playing music, and I was like, oh, I can actually kind of make a living doing this, So it's always been my side hustle, but, I wouldn't mind if we got really big.
Right. And that's the goal now with your album and all that stuff.
Yep.
And so you guys are in progress, and so we'll definitely keep everybody up to date with that.
Oh, yeah.
So where can people you have the event tonight? And this probably won't go out until tomorrow, so unfortunately they won't see you about tonight.
Yeah.
But do you guys have anything scheduled, or do you guys have a schedule where people could come find you and see where you guys are gonna play next?
Yep, just got our Facebook, Facebook/Push and Turn. We put all of our upcoming shows, and sometimes we'll post all of our tour dates and stuff too. And there's some links to music you can check out, and yeah, we always announce shows on there and stuff too. So
awesome. And so you guys are playing tonight at the Castle, which is gonna be an awesome show. I'm sure it's great that you guys are playing. So. When is your next solo then? Do you have a next solo one coming up? Because you said you're doing a few weeks. So.
I think so. I have to look at my phone for
You have
that.
to look at it. We'll get some updates and we'll just kind of put out where you're playing. We're gonna share you. Do you have a fan Facebook page for yourself, or do you just have your regular Facebook that you kind of just? Because I see you share out the tonight.
I just do it on my regular Facebook, and I'll just put it on our Push and Turn.
Okay. You put your solo stuff on there as well?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to follow you guys on Push and Turn because I didn't know about the band until today. I just thought you were doing solo stuff, so I didn't know you had an actual band. So I should have done a little more research.
It's alright.
Yeah. So everybody can find you on Facebook/Push and Turn, and then you're Sothea Lam on Facebook. And then other than that, what else do you have going on in your life? Do you have anything else coming up? Anything you kind of want to promote or anything like that? Just kind of come out and promote your shows.
Not too much. We're just, we're working on that new album, so watch out for that later this year. We're gonna try to definitely
hopefully get out this year.
Yep, hopefully get that out this year, and then when we rebuild the store, come shop at Saigon.
Yeah, Saigon for sure. That's and it's funny because I didn't know where the store was, and I was actually working one day and I just drove by and I was like, whoa, what the? And I was like, that's Sothea's store. Like, oh, that's crazy, because I seen the back of it, how it was all black on the back of it and stuff, and they still, I think at the time they still had a big truck parked in the back there.
Yeah.
That must have been like a week or two after it happened. And I remember just kind of putting the piece there, like, oh shit, that's where his store was. Like, I didn't know that. And so you said when the store comes back out, it's going to be a little bit of a restaurant. You're going to kind of do a little more food, stuff like that.
Yeah, so we're just gonna have a little bit of little warm food stuff in the back, little snacks, and
that's what's up. That's awesome.
A little cafe as well.
Okay. Is there any kind of date or anything for that coming out, or are you just kind of still in the middle of figuring all that out?
Yeah, it's still up in the air. Like, we just got the engineers in there, and they pretty much just kind of gave us the plans and all that, and now we got to get it approved by the city and
Yep, gotta go through all that crap now.
bring it up to code. And so I'm hoping construction will start by late August or September or something around there. But they said it'll take around 3 months, and then we're gonna have to restock everything too. So
Yep, so that's gonna take a little while to do all that.
Still a lot of time.
Okay. Well, that's awesome to hear that it's kind of back in progress and stuff, and that the insurance and stuff is helping you guys out. And when I brought you on originally, I was gonna see if there's any way anybody could help or anything. But the big thing that sounds like now is just promote your shows and go to your shows and help you out. Because the more fans you get, I'm sure the more people are gonna want to pay you to come to their places and pay. So. Check out Sothea's Facebook, check out Push and Turn on their Facebook, and then, come out and see a show, and definitely support, great guy who's always helped me at the gym, always pushed me, and so
This guy's
I'm
a
glad
great
that we
guy.
can help you. I appreciate that, man, I really do. And so hopefully, everything gets going back so I can get you back in the gym a little bit and, get my training partners back. So,
Oh yeah.
And again, man, if you need anything, any way we can help, any way the podcast or myself can help, just let me know and then we'll kind of figure stuff out. And then we'll kind of go from there. Like if there's something you guys maybe need, like a GoFundMe or something you guys are going to push out, maybe you guys need a little extra money or whatever it is, just let me know. We can push it on the page and try to help as much as possible. So,
sounds good. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Is there anything else you want to cover before we get out of here?
That's about it.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. And thanks to our sponsor. This podcast is always sponsored by Precision Detailing, Justin Coball. You can find them at Precision Detailing LLC on Facebook, or you can just get a hold of Justin Coball. The number will be at the end, like always. And check out the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Suicide awareness is always a big thing that we kind of talk about on the podcast. So, if you're down, you're out, you're feeling suicidal or anything, speak up, talk to somebody, or there is always a number at the end of our podcast who you can reach out to, as well as a website. And other than that, just, thank you guys for tuning in, and we appreciate your time. One more thing before we get out of here, though, is we are going to be selling t-shirts. These Team Crazy shirts, if you're an old fan of Team Crazy and you've kind of been a part of that whole journey, we still have 20 old school Team Crazy t-shirts for sale. We also have Wow Look at Me Now t-shirts coming out with a new design. It'll be black with white writing, or with yellow writing. And then we have hats as well coming out with the same design as the t-shirts. And so look forward to all that coming out pretty soon within the next few weeks, and we'll have a bunch of stuff kind of about that. So again, thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you, Sothea. I appreciate you coming in and kind of giving me your time, and I appreciate
thanks
it.
for having me.
Thank you guys.
I feel like I can't explain. I say music, sweet music, you run through my veins. Darkness all night, I'm blindness on sight. I'll be there for you, so I set myself the rising sun. But then I realize my love that takes me because on my back of me, you beat the road. Now who's gonna have me? Heavy, no, stand up, I'm making decisions, even though it really fucking sits the way you live. So much in my